So all you need to worry about is, are you happy all the time? You're not releasing too much cortisol unnecessary. Because cortisol, it's there for a reason. It's there for when you are threatened. So can you imagine if you are this person who's always living threatened because of the past? Because of the past. Huh? So that means your body is releasing how much energy? So when every hour you're just releasing too much energy because
non-stop.
Yes, you have this anxiety that you can't actually even explain. So how are you?
No, I'm good when I'm Master Chi.
Yeah.
No,
I'm right, man. I just saw an opportunity yokuthi dance rest nje ngoba sihlelele. We are not like doing anything seriously, so it's the right time to actually start recording stuff because come January we will be so busy. Yeah,
no, true.
Yeah.
Let me start recording on my side too.
Yeah. Umzi sent a when was it? Wait, I'll tell you. Just hold on.
Yeah.
What we should be discussing, but it would be nice to actually have him because he's the one with all these problems.
What was the topic that he wanted to discuss?
He wanted to discuss a topic about instructors, in particular him, because he's been trying to lose weight and he tried everything and nothing seems to work. And then we said in terms of I wouldn't call it politicking, ne? But in terms of marathons and hammering on mostly the events and everything, let's give it a break on that and now focus on something it can build people. And then unless people need ilona bathini but need some encouragement, some sort of encouragement where we can therefore maybe try and answer their questions based on previous podcast seasons. So I was trying to get what is it exactly that he wanted to discuss. Yeah, but here I see this call.
What's the date? And then it says 26.
Today is the 26, yes. I think it was on a group, man.
How's your family got a message?
No, everyone is great, eh?
Okay. You guys spend Christmas as a family at home?
Yeah, but the ladies went for lunch and then Mina just sat around. Yeah.
But when you grow older and wiser, you find peace. You find peace in and we'll find peace and serenity in
what?
In your own space.
What?
It's true.
What did you want to say? You wanted to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to say something else.
Why are you holding back?
In a more euphemistic way.
Okay, I found it. Name. If you can check it, he sent it on yesterday, where he says, diet and beer are my biggest downfalls as far as my personal fitness concern. Unfortunately, this impact how ordinary gym goers perceive me as a trainer.
Mm.
I have taken steps before only to find myself on the same position with the same problem. When it comes to my work as a trainer, I am one of the few trainers who can teach a fun class whilst following the basic fundamentals of science. Trust me, there are very few people in this country that can strike that balance. So, to make matters worse, I am still, that one I'm still learning. I won't say.
No.
Because I know you like me when I say all these vulgar words, but not this time.
It's funny that you should pick particularly that topic, because it's one that's a sore point. I think early in my career, I used to be in the same bag of cement as those people that used to think that in order to be a good trainer, you're supposed to have the holistic view of actually looking like a trainer.
Mm-hmm.
And as I went further into my career, and also the longer I spent time in fitness, I realized that fitness instructors, personal trainers, group exercise instructors are human beings.
Exactly.
You know, they are human beings that suffer the same consequences of health problems that anyone else can go through, regardless of the fact that they have the knowledge. You know, it's what you do with the knowledge that you have. I know there's quite a few of my own colleagues that are suffering the same fate, you know, and it boils down to just basically being, weight is a very big sensitive issue. I don't know how you feel about Londoleo and Master Chief. In your personal life, has there anyone who has ever pickled you about your weight and how you look cosmetically?
Honestly, one way or the other, as a trainer, you are always being picked up, because when you gain weight, people start looking at you with these funny eyes and have funny comments or something to say about it, because they look at you and they think you're supposed to be portraying this amazing, good-looking trainer, which I do understand, because sometimes they say if you are someone who advises others, you should be the one first who's actually practicing that. And yeah, there was a time where I didn't care about it that much. And one of the reasons was because I didn't understand. I was going through a lot in life where I had family problems and many other things that will actually put you off. Yeah, but I remember when I was still young, I was good looking as a sport athlete and didn't have much problem of weight, so it wasn't something that bothered me that much. Do you understand? It wasn't something that bothered me that much, but later in stage, then I realized that you can't be preaching for people to look good, or live healthy, which is part also of looking good. Whether we are trying to deny it or not, but it is. But on what account are you doing that, using certain stuff to lose that weight, or you are just doing it ngendlela right? So
it sounds like to me you're sitting on the fence, man.
I am not sitting on a fence. I'm trying to give you both sides.
Yeah. That's sitting on the fence.
It's not. It's not, honestly.
Okay.
To be honest, when
it's a very sensitive topic.
It is.
It's a very sensitive topic. I'll tell you.
But if we don't discuss it and face the truth, I always say, let's face the truth. What is the truth? Number one is when you don't understand how the body works, let alone, let's say you did study, but when you studied, you never actually went through the practice of actually practicing a wellness. Because when you look at wellness, I always advocate this 4 components and all that. Then you ask yourself, am I living holistically? Is there balance in all of these 4 components? Hence, when we talk about homeostasis, then you know that all these components will definitely be involved. Am I socially connected, and am I okay socially? It's not just being connected, but at the same time, there's so much negativity that is towards you, or you are doing towards the society, or even the community, where you end up being stressed. And then you look at your psychological component. What kind of a person are you? Are you an emotional person? Do you understand anything about a person's emotions and behavior as a trainer? Because those are the things that we need to be understanding as wellness. Hence, before I was telling Z that I prefer being I used to prefer being a fitness professional, but not a wellness professional, for a reason. Because I knew there were other things that I was not actually practicing in terms of all the 4 components. Because when you start to practice all the 4 components and you
were not practicing them because of the circumstances you were in,
yes,
or were you purposely avoiding them?
Some I was purposely avoiding them. Because look, obviously we are humans. We will obviously do faults now and then, but we obviously learn. Hence I was saying I did learn. But even though it took me a while to actually change, when I knew about this a long time ago, but I used to ignore it. I used to ignore it, where I would do whatever that I want to do, anytime that I want to do it, and then forget that the role that I'm playing as a fitness professional, even though I still was looking towards being a wellness professional, it wasn't the right. I was not portraying the right professional. It was not right. It was not right, because I was not a complete, or if you should say, a holistical professional in terms of all the 4 components. So we need to understand how to strike the balance between all the 4, so that it's easy for us to help others. Because the problem is, if we sit and then we hope that when we train them and we give them advices that we don't actually practice, they will do them. It's impossible. I've seen it. Hence I said, what's changed?
That's why I think Mnyazi, I mean, as a fitness professional, if you are able to communicate with each of your clients, then you're supposed to help everyone.
Exactly.
And at times, I feel that some of the members that come through to boot camp get the help that they require. That's because I only appealed to certain areas that they also relate
exactly
to, and I ignored the other pillars that I'm actually also supposed to focus on.
Exactly.
Because, you know, when I was talking to Mnyazi, and you basically change his approach and how he deals with his clients, is that you go back to the fundamentals.
Exactly.
Homeostasis.
Exactly.
You're supposed to go through all those 4 pillars. Then you are able to help anyone that comes through.
Exactly. Hence I say, what are we? Are we fitness professionals? Even if we can say we are fitness professionals, because now we are just taking part of that name and say fitness professionals, but we are actually not even fitness professionals. We are just physical trainers. We are physical trainers. We are not fitness professionals, because fitness, it's more like saying wellness. It's more like saying wellness, but you know you are safe if you said fitness, because people will look towards the term towards physical exercises and nothing else. Kanti, it's not like that. Physical exercises, it's part of fitness, as fitness EU wellness, because the fitness of your mind, the fitness of your physique, your spirit, how you communicate,
your emotional fitness.
Exactly. How do you communicate with people? That's social. Do you help? Are you always the person who's facing the truth than to choose who you talk to and others you don't talk to? Do you understand? So I chose to be a wellness professional lately, because I started understanding that if I do it right, maybe it can change a lot of people that are,
without you even saying anything,
are confused in terms of what does it take to be a fitness professional. You see. So
what would then be your approach to someone who is a very close friend of yours, that is a brilliant fitness professional, in the sense that all his members, most of his members, are extremely happy with the way that he does his job. They feel that he gets, or she gets them to their dream body, to their dream goals. But this person does not necessarily look like your typical or historic fitness professional. And they're probably going through their own emotional or time in their life that they perhaps might not seem to be in control of.
Okay.
But bear in mind, this does not hamper how they get other people's goals to where they want to be. And you find that these members want to help this person so much, but they feel powerless, because remember, he or she knows what to do, but is not applying the knowledge that they have
to himself
in their own life. Then what do you, as Umasaji, in that instance, how would you know, like you said, we spoke earlier on that, you know, sometimes you don't go ahead and ask someone if they have a problem. You wait for them to come to you to say, listen, I'm just going through a lot and I need help.
Exactly.
You know, do you wait, or do you just find the right time?
You know, with my experience, I always look at the question may come in different ways. It can come in terms of verbally someone asking for help. It can also come in terms of when you are sitting with them, the way they behave when they are around you, would say certain things that require you to say or answer or even help without actually saying it verbally. So you need to be focused enough to know, or even experienced enough to know, with okay, now it's my time to actually start to advise. But when you look at it exactly, is remember as humans, if we never went through a certain experience, our body, because it's a memory, let me put it this way first. Yeah, I think this would be the best way to put it. Let's first look at how many would say components in terms of I would say, how can I put this the right term actually?
It's a very tricky one.
I'll find it. Now remember, a person is divided into 4 levels. Let me just take the lamest term. 4 levels. You have your physical body. Then you have your brain. And then it's more like spheres, or if you would put it that way, or dimensions. Yes, dimensions. So we live in 4 dimensions. In your physical body, which is mostly the one that is actually recording information. It's your body is the one that is responsible of recording and storing information. It doesn't matter how old it is. It can remember things before you were even born. Do you understand? And as you are sitting there, you still have that information in you, but it's from your great-grandfather, mother, whatever.
Wow.
Yes. Do you understand? So it's within you because of the genes. But now we say genes can be altered. Why are we saying that? Because we know it's sometimes where you'll find people saying, Tinekaya, we are cursed. For me, I don't believe in that shit. I'm sorry to say shit again, yeah. But I don't believe in that, because for me it feels like people don't understand that first our physical body, it's a memory, it's genes. Our great-grandfathers that time, the way they used to live, the way they used to eat, the way they used to affect it altered their genes somehow. Then that information was stored. So when they gave birth to the father, the great-grandfather, mother, whatever, that information ihambe nabo until ifika lagini. Then all of a sudden I find myself this person who's always scared, but I don't understand why. To find that it's something we are lay. Do you understand? But now you'll find what you are trigger. There are triggers that will actually make you get scared, and you don't know why, and you can't explain it, because it's not like an experience or an incident.
Yeah.
But when it comes to something, it is you are just scared. You are just scared. So
it makes sense.
Yes.
I can relate.
Yes. And then I don't know, deja vu, it's as if I've seen this. No, it's just a memory, because your body is a memory. And when they were passing a sperm to your mother, and genes also went through with. So you then inherited that. So your body, everything, cells and everything, they are a memory. Hence, if you did something, and then you come again across the same incident, your body is going to cringe. Before you can, yes, it's a familiar thing. So that means your proprioceptors are going to definitely jump. If we're talking proprioceptors, then now what are we talking about? We're talking about your Golgi tendons and your spindles. They remember what happened to them when it came to something like that. So they will start moving before you can even do anything. Sometimes having to find yourself exercising, your mind is not actually on what the body is doing, but the way your body will step, if it step wrong, it will try and correct itself because it knows how to do the move right. Hence, when we exercise, we say repeat something. That's why we have all those 3 stages of learning, which is cognitive, associative, then autonomous. Because what you are trying to do is you are trying to make give the right information to the body so that it does the right thing. Okay, that's part 1. It's part of your physical body. And it's a memory. Let's just say it's a memory. It's a memory part. And then you come now to the psychological part, which is now your brain. Your brain is only focused on what the body needs. Therefore, it can send messages in terms of we are about to face a problem. Jump.
Yeah.
You know, your parasympathetic system and your all those two masebenza, they are the ones that are actually now in control to tell you which we are facing a problem. If it's sensory, then it will go to then jump. So now your brain starts to work, and then people will therefore say subconscious, and then meaning it's subconscious is just your body, it's your memory, it's your body. If it is used to doing certain things, it stores that. But consciously, if you are aware of how you want to do things, you can change it. You don't have to always follow what your body stored. You can always alter anything about yourself. But you need to know, you need to stay alert. You need to be conscious all the time in terms of the changes that are happening in your body or in your surrounding.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Now, if you look at all these levels, then you can see, then therefore it's easy to change even your physical body if you want to change it. But you have to be conscious. You shouldn't be someone who's always sleeping. The body is actually thinking for you.
My God. It's actually a deep level when you're talking about it like that. How would you then apply that knowledge that you have onto someone who wants to awaken their body and brain in order to break the chain of just falling into the trap of doing the same thing? You know, like Mnyazi said, you know, he's tried to do something different, and he just went back to square one. You know, that's why he kind of like gave up on having a six-pack, because he's been wanting to have a six-pack for the longest time.
Yeah,
I think he had a six-pack before when he was in the army.
Yeah,
and this thing of being in shape has really gotten to him, because you know people talk.
Yeah,
you know, people talk and they make jokes, and you know, they banter a little bit about this instructor Nomkaba. This instructor doesn't look like, you know, an instructor. But bear in mind, they can do the job.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, they can.
And clearly, like Mnyazi said,
can. No, they can.
He feels he is the best trainer.
Yes.
In the sense that he makes the crowd have fun, and he's talking facts.
Yes.
You know, he's talking facts.
But listen, when it comes to this, at the end of the day, who wants to listen to facts when they can't see what you really talk about? Remember, what you are teaching is science. So you are not going to ignore what you are teaching science. It's science what we are teaching as wellness trainers or as fitness trainers. So let's practice it first. Let's find out what is it that prevents us from not achieving those goals that we so much push for our clients and everyone to achieve them. Do you understand?
Is this what will make us also understand the clients that
exactly
tend to give up all the time?
Exactly. You know what makes someone give up? It's all mental. It's all mental. That is why when you do your course, I can bet you, most trainers, they don't do assessments. And when I say assessments, I don't just talk about just an assessment without screening. Because if you are not doing screening and then you just jump into assessments, what is it that you are assessing? Because if you have done your screening with a client, then you're going to find all these problems way before you even start with the assessments. Because assessments are more physical.
Sure.
Because screening is important, honestly. Screening is important. That's where now you know about the lifestyle of the person. That's where you know about what's happening in their mental component. What is happening in their social component. Because if you are not going to deal with their lifestyle, remember we are lifestyle coaches. That's what we need to be saying to ourselves. We are lifestyle and wellness coaches, not just physical trainers. Do you understand? Because as soon as you become a fitness wellness trainer, a lifestyle coach, therefore you will now go
deeper. This is what I used to do, Master G.
So what happened? What happened?
Yeah.
What happened? Because people are suffering outside. Because when someone comes to you, you must understand, number one, that means they have a problem. So what is their problem before you even take them? Or you already are happy that you are going to get money. All you're pushing is, I must close it. I must close this person to get money. Because that's what I see. Whereas when I see someone coming to me as a client, I first worry about, am I going to be able to crack what is the problem? Because in most cases, they never tell you the truth. They will hide some of the truth.
That's how you create long-lasting clients.
Yes. So my experience taught me how to dig deeper to find the real problem with the client. Because in most cases, if you look at it, if they will be saying to you, I eat right. And to be honest, to find that they do eat right. And I do exercise. I'm from now 3, 4, 5 trainers, but nothing is changing. Don't you get clients like that?
Yeah, you all the time.
Yeah, of course. And you are not going to ignore it and say, when you do a better job. When you are still doing the same thing that 3 past 4 trainers did, you skipped the most important thing, which is screening. Because when you screen someone, that's where now you start to find out about their lifestyle.
This is the problem.
Yeah. Do you have a problem with high blood pressure, whatever, heart problems? Why? Anxiety and depression and all that. And what type of work do you do?
And you know that I stopped doing completely, that I used to do one-on-ones.
You see,
one-on-ones. I'm going back to one-on-ones. You just
yeah.
It's just awoken something in me that I was like, wow. You know, I've missed so many steps, and it really has become too commercial. The approach has become too commercial. It's all about turning over money, not really changing lives.
You know, maybe I'm just that person who's I always say, like, even when I spoke to Mnyazi, I said, Mnyazi, you know what type of person I am? Is that I never worry about things of the past and the future. I'm not worried about the future, but I'm worried about the state of presence I'm in. The state that I'm in, it should be always comfortable, happy. That's why I always call myself happy man. Even when I do my step, happy man. I always try to find the happiest moment every day, find the happiest moments, or create rather happy moments. When you create happy moments, everything sort itself out. So meaning your future, you don't even have to worry about why in the past it's your past is, there's no past that is affecting you, because you are in control. Hence I said to you, if you are conscious all the time and wake up, be aware of what are you doing and how is it going to help you today, not tomorrow. What is the outcome of what you're doing? As I'm sitting with you speaking to you like this, I know the outcome. When I finish with you this video, whatever that I said, to me it is going to help a lot of people that are not able to see it. They just think it's okay to be a trainer and look the way we look and say, but as long as my clients. No, you are fooling yourself. You know when you go to sleep or when you are alone, you are so worried for the same reason that you are worried. Then you are stressed. So there's no way you're going to solve your weight if you want to see your weight going down.
Yeah.
But what is the most important thing is to balance. If you balance everything, the weight on its own, it will go down. So if you are in homeostasis, which is what? Making sure that your hormonal state is also in homeostasis. So you are.
Wow.
So you don't need to worry about, I used to look, but that's your past. That's your past.
Yeah.
That's your past. And now I am tired. I've tried it. It's still the past.
Yeah.
And I you know what? I want to make sure in the 5 days, 10 days, I want to be. You are worried about how you want to look in future. But what about now? What is it that you can do now that will make you happy? Because when you're in homeostasis, that means most of your stuff balances inside. So eventually all the problems that you have, they can be sorted out within no time. So all you need to worry about is, are you happy all the time? You're not releasing too much cortisol unnecessary. Because cortisol, it's there for a reason. It's there for when you are threatened. So can you imagine if you are this person who's always living threatened because of the past? Because of the past. Huh? So that means your body is releasing how much energy? So when every hour you're just releasing too much energy because
non-stop.
Yes, you have this anxiety that you can't actually even explain.
Sure. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Then, which brings me to this question. How then do you deal with colleagues of ours, close colleagues of ours, going through this? Do they take a break, or do they do it concurrently with their members? And perhaps, I think also it's one of the selling points of Herbalife. Herbalife, I think that's how they also win, from my point of view. Just to take the products so that they can sell the changes in them to potential investors.
Okay. You know what? I like it that you made an example with one of those networks. Even though I don't want to go deep into it, but you see the business model that they use.
Yeah.
It's actually, when it comes to life itself, it's true. It's how people should live. You are not going to want to go and support other people outside, or if you want to sell, you want people outside to buy your products, but you don't eat that product. So how do you want people to believe that it is the best product when you don't use it yourself?
Yes.
So if you want people to buy something, you first have to use it.
Yeah.
Even though I want to encourage people to do that, things that you just spoke about, because I have my own reasons. Do you understand? Number one, I believe in wholesome food, and I can't advocate for other brands that I don't believe in. Hence, I am not going to crush it. I don't know how they do it in terms of making them get the right bodies and all that, because I don't know anything about those products. But I can tell you about proper food. I can tell you about proper food that even when we have colleagues, if we can just put heads together and start to support each other and build all these networks of our own, and say,
it would be very interesting to know, when I Master G, what are the stats between Herbalife, nutrition, and the old time proper nutrition. When I say proper, I think, remember, Herbalife, you don't necessarily call them nutritionists. They're not nutritionists. They are lifestyle coaches. So even their products, I mean, it specifically states there that, it is not nutritionally recommended by any FDA approved institute. So all the products that they sell, it's only for Herbalife consumption. So if you convince someone to take Herbalife products, then they immediately, you basically are not a nutritionist as per se, but you are a Herbalife advisor. So you are not a nutritionist.
Exactly.
You're not a food specialist. You are a Herbalife specialist. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So my question then is, it would be very interesting to get the stats of how many people that believe in Herbalife and how many people that believe in having a well-balanced lifestyle, the proper way in eating our food is.
Can I just give you an estimate?
Yeah.
I'll give you an estimate. In this case, I won't even just count Herbalife. I'll count many others.
Yeah.
Let's just say many other products that are there, which to me it's obviously synthetic products. They have whatever that they put inside them and all that. To me, it's not natural.
Yeah.
That's me. That's not natural. And I can prove it that from the weight that I used to be to this weight, from 110 to 72 kilograms in just 3 months, I was eating just proper food.
What did you change?
I changed a lot of things. Let me just put it clear. You see, when you start realizing as a trainer, and then you go deep into researching and finding out really what are the things that actually make this body, you'll realize that there's nothing wrong with fats.
100%.
There's nothing wrong with fats, except when you are obviously going to take unsaturated fats and other stuff. In general, any type of food that you eat, it is energy. It is energy. Then it depends. In all, let's talk about your 3 macronutrients: your carbohydrates, your proteins, and your fats. It depends how you take them and when, because these things, they were there for a reason, and you had to eat them at specific times, not all the time. That's not how we were designed. We were not designed to be the species that eat every 2 hours, every hour, and all that, because that's not how, even when we read in science books, that's not how the body works. If you look at metabolism itself, what is metabolism? It's breaking and building. So what is it that you're talking about when you say breaking? Breaking what? Because it's during catabolism, when the body itself, it needs to heal, to utilize the energy for certain things that needs to be repaired in your system. Okay, so when the other system, because you have system within systems in your body, when the other one is doing the repairing, the other one is doing the breaking. That's what we need to understand. And what is it using during the time it does that? And what period does it need to actually do that? And then what interferes that system if during the time of that system it's supposed to be doing breaking, or it's supposed to be doing anabolic stage, you then interfere with it, then there's no more balance in your system, because of you are interfering when you're supposed to be relaxed, and the body needs to do what it needs to do. You understand? So when I went back to my modules and I started reading, and it's something that I always teach students, and then I was like, but I teach people this, and no, man, why am I not doing it? You know when cravings are so high in your body, né? You don't think of anything else. Even your brain, it's clouded, because you cannot think. That's when I say you are not conscious. You are sleeping. You know, I'm a sleepwalkers. Money, because during that time you only want to satisfy what you feel. Yeah, at that time. But if you understand what makes you feel the way you feel, don't you think it would be actually even better? Because that's how you'll actually drop your weight. That's how you'll actually even improve your lifestyle. Okay, let me not talk too much about the science, because I know it will confuse a lot of things here. So from 110, I decided, look, I teach this to my students, I talk to this to my clients, even if they don't mind me looking the way I look, but somehow young shy and I'm apart. I don't like the body that I have. Yeah, it's not good. Then your temperature is high. I already started having I was pre-diabetic when I started this. I was already pre-diabetic, because when I started doing tests, but when not so far was I so nice. Yes. And then I said, no, man, I've helped so many people to actually change their lives, and they are healthy. So now it's my time. So I said, okay, I'll change everything. So the first thing that I've changed gradually, of course. I didn't start by changing my food. I started looking at the periods of how I eat and when do I eat. Okay, just to get my system right. So it's what they would call intermittent fasting. That's what I did. I started with the 12 hours for about 2 weeks. And then, so my period of eating and fasting, it was between 12-12. 12-12.
So you wouldn't eat from 12
for 12 hours.
12
for 12 hours, I don't eat. And then during the feeding period, then I would eat 3 meals. But I'll make sure I space them up. During the time when I eat, I'll make sure I eat, and then I make sure that I am full. Because you see, one of the things that confuses your hormones is that when you don't eat and feel fulfilled and full, then you are going to have cravings during the time when you're supposed to be resting. So now you're not allowing your body to digest and do whatever it needs to do in terms of the energy. You understand? So I would eat every after 3.5 to 4 hours in between. Then I'll make sure that I eat before 7.
And you're still doing your classes as per normal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'll tell you what happens. In the beginning, of course, because of your body, it's still in what you call when you have drugs, gonjibatin. Yeah. So this sugar, it's more like a drug in your system.
Sure.
Honestly, sugar is like a drug in your system.
It is.
Yes. Now, every time you put anything sugary in your mouth, it doesn't matter. As soon as, actually, you know how hormones work? It's incredible. Before you can even touch the food or even look at it, by just thinking about that food,
it really just
already
the sensation.
Your hormones are getting itself ready for the sugar because you are going to eat.
Yep.
You already have affected your hormones. You see, the first thing that you're going to affect is what? Just from thinking about food. Ghrelin. Do you know what is ghrelin? Do you know what is ghrelin? Ghrelin is a hunger hormone. It's cravings. I just want this food now. And then what happens to your system? And then you become what you call hypoglycemic, because now you feel like, yo, I'm so faint if I don't eat now. But
this thing is dangerous.
yes, it's your brain. But now you start eating, what happens? Insulin, number 1, shoots sky high. Because now you ate this sugar. Attacks, wants to normalize things, but because of already you are sick, the chronic problems, my high blood pressure, my whatever that we don't know about. Because I can tell you, most trainers, they don't test. And I can tell you, about 60% of trainers, they are pre-diabetic. Or they even have blood pressure problems. They do have hypertensions. I'm telling you. Stress and sakulumi. The stress of trainers, it's double. Because having to think about having to wake up in the morning, doing all these sessions, because if you don't push them, you're not going to get paid. And if one client this month didn't pay you, and your stress goes high because you are actually looking at that money to use it. You had plans for that money already. And in terms of stress, then I can just tell you what happens. It's stress, summer trainers. It's cool. Yeah. So you cannot tell me you can be stressed and not have blood pressure problems. There's no way. There's no way. Yes, there's no way. You see why you wake up early in the morning and you do whatever you can, those 10, 20, I don't know how many sessions after sessions without breaking. It's the stress. One way or the other, you have to plan some way, somehow better. Find a way of actually making sure that you know how to get that steady income.
Yeah.
Because you see, the problem is we are looking for that fast cash. If I can make so much so that I can cover the car that I just bought. Yes, we drive nice big cars and everything, but what about our life? What about our health? Most trainers, I'm telling you, they are the worst when it comes to health. They are the worst when it comes to health. They are sick. They can convince. They can. I'm telling you, they can convince themselves. They say, "Yeah, I mean, I can run." You don't measure someone because of performance and then say we're healthy. No. As a trainer, as long as you're still thinking like that, then something is wrong about you, because clearly you don't understand what is fitness and you don't understand what is wellness. Hence, when it comes to those clients that they want to lose weight but they can't because of you don't know how to advise them. You always think that you have to push them. You have to always push them. You know when you are a best trainer, it's all about timing. It's all about timing. And when you do whatever you have to do, how long should it be done and why? Hence we say you cannot prescribe one program and then say this program it will work for everyone. No. No, you are lying to yourself. No, you are lying to yourself. Do you understand? Because you get those strong fit people that need to achieve different goals from the others, but when they come all of them in a group, and then you get all these.
You just answered 3 questions without even me asking them. Continue.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is why we need to be aware of, again, these 4 components. Homeostasis. How do we strike balance? And what is balance? I think what we need to do is maybe just break all the 4 components in our next thingy, and maybe focus on discuss them in length, and then maybe even come to the physical one, and then we can take it there. But anyway, so that's how when I started changing my diet, I'm just now going back to how I lost that weight. For me, it was I don't care much about the weight, because when I move, I can move. But it was I wanna improve my lifestyle. I wanna be able to have more energy, and I want to think fast. I wanna be able to work and not worry about getting tired. Rest, because it is important for a body to rest. Yeah. So I then started changing the first how I eat. From 12 I went to 16 I went to 18, from 18 I went to 24 hours, right up to 32. Then I went to 40. I started fasting for 3 days.
Yes. Fasting for 2 days, 3 days.
Yes. But you see, all of that now, before it didn't have meaning. Because for me, when I started learning about fasting, it was for religious people.
Yeah.
and to be honest, I am not a religious person, I respect all religions, and I respect all belief systems, and That's why I would also love for people to respect what I believe in.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe in humanity.
Amen. We're on the same page there.
I'm sorry if we have to mention names of religions. I'm not whatever those religions that you can name them there. Yeah, I believe in things that everyone are able to do, because whatever you believe in, it becomes your motivational tool.
Yes.
And if you use it right, because it depends, like I always say to Mzi, when I had that podcast last week, Mzi, a tool, it's a tool. If it's sitting there, it has no problem.
Yeah.
Until a hand picks it up, then that hand is the one that now will decide. Is a tool can be a weapon. A tool can be a tool to actually help. Do you understand? So if it's a knife, and then we always say to people, you are as sharp as a knife. And then if you look at the knife, a knife can actually, even if a sharp brain, we are talking now brain, even a sharp brain can destroy. A sharp brain can destroy. We know brilliant people that have turned things around, and things are now looking different because of the decisions they actually made.
Yeah.
Even the discoveries that people made, and then it was discovered by so and so, and then this is how now it should work, and inventions, all these inventions, this is gone. It depends on how we use them.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Now you can see, Uti, when we go back to that, because now we're losing in a track. The fasting on its own, it did help me in terms of making sure I can think quick. I can manage stress well. I always seek for the truth, and I don't care whether if I say something, gumuntu, if he is right, and then I feel offended. I understand what you but that's the truth. There's nothing I can do. That's the truth. And if you always are practicing wellness, you'd find yourself, Uguti, you can't dodge it, because every time when you want to do something wrong, it will whip your ass back to the lane, and because you would actually realize we are poor manage. Do you understand? So you become a realist. I'll believe as without ungas proof.
Yeah.
So what I am talking about, you can prove it. We can prove it with anyone.
I love your pragmatism.
Yeah.
Your pragmatic approach.
Exactly. So then I started going to manje ukudla. I started looking at the food. And before I could even change my diet, I said, what is the most important thing about me? How I look at the food is I want to change food and eat only the right food, because it is healthy for me. And when I do it, I want to make sure it can be sustainable. It won't be something like when I do it, tomorrow I feel like I cannot keep up with it now, and cravings and that and da. Do you understand? So I looked at the food, I did my research, I looked at me practically. What is it that when I used to eat, when I also naming landeli wezinto ezinye, because I thought, man, there are other ways that you can actually do this quick. And I can tell you, Hercules, shortcuts, they're not sustainable. Our results are not sustainable. So the best way you could do this is to do it the right way. Let's look at how I have changed my lifestyle.
Yeah.
Back to where I used to be when I was around my 20s, when I used to do sports aerobics. I was so fit. Futhi manje, I feel like I'm actually fitter than before.
Wow.
Yes. I mean, I can challenge young boys. Honestly, I can challenge a 20-year-old. I can challenge them with what I do, of course. With what I do.
Yeah.
I can challenge a 20-year-old, and I bet they will suffer mabalapa nami. I don't know, honestly. You know why? Because when I changed my lifestyle, I looked at all these components. Why are they there? Why, if I sit and fast, what happens to my body when I fast? Do you understand? So there are a lot of things that people, they don't know about fasting. They think fasting is just uzbulalisa, and they look at it as starvation. It's not starvation. Nobody is starving. Actually, do you understand what a person can live for at least 3 months? Angadli.
Over 7 months.
But this thing, you have to be well equipped, la ube strong la mentally. If la awuko right, you are going to die before you even die. Do you understand? Because I see people who will tell you, yo, mlambe, but they just ate in the morning.
Yeah.
And when you look at the science, there's no body that can be hungry when you ate this morning, because your body hasn't actually utilized some of the energy that is in your system.
Yeah.
But it depends in terms of the food that you ate. But if you eat carbohydrates too much, obviously they push your insulin high.
Yeah.
So you just become hypoglycemic. But the way it's going to drop, it's not going to go straight on the baseline. It's going to drop below the baseline. Then you therefore are actually hyperglycemic and hypoglycemic at the same time. Yes, during just that short period of time, because your blood sugar is trying to normalize. But how is it going to normalize when you ate something that should your blood sugar high, and then when it drops it below the baseline.
Christmas lunch.
Yes, because after you ate pap and whatever, you realize it usuthi ne mara after an hour or so uphathwa indlala bheka. But I challenge you ne, go and find yourself a fatty steak, even the pork, nice fat, your meat, red meat in your fat. No, yeah, put it there. We shy young. I promise you, don't cut the fat. Of course, the meat must be organic. Don't just eat. Yeah, I don't want you to get sick, besoti. So just make sure your meat is organic. Ne? The fat in that meat, Baba, it's the one that's going to fill you. The fat is going to fill you, because I can promise you, when you eat fat, you don't eat a lot. Yeah, as soon as you eat fat, so to hell, I was full next. I promise you, it will last you maybe even the next day.
Yeah, true.
You understand? So now, just imagine what happens to you when you ate fat. What is nice about fat is that it doesn't, your body doesn't detect it as something that needs to be stored. It is utilized. So if it is utilized, so it helps you to actually even reach the stage of ketosis quickly. because that's the only time you can actually burn your stored fat, when you're in ketosis. Do you understand? But when you eat all this sugary stuff and everything, obviously if they're in excess, if it's mostly glucose, it's definitely going to be stored. It's going to be converted to fat. And then if it is fructose and the alcohol that a lot of people drink, and fruits that people just take without limiting. Just imagine if now the liver, because it needs only about 30%, and then you shayang over so many sugar, and then say fruits are good, and then but you don't even know how much you have taken. The rest of that sugar that is in excess, it's converted into visceral fat that sits in your stomach, and then you end up with this big belly. And then you say, I can't have 6-pack. Why you can't have 6-pack? Because you eating wrong. Let's look at ulona umzi kuleyanto ukhuluma ngebhiya, also ukhuluma ngani? Sugary drinks. But when you look at sugary drinks, then you can see why he is not getting this whole thing right. You see?
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we'll need to pick it up ngelinye ilanga, but that's that.
I want that homeostasis podcast. I think we should do it for next week.
Yes.
It's really interesting.
Yes. We'll need to actually break all these components.
Yeah.
And then dissect them and go deeper into what actually happens in all these things, because so that when people put them together, they can understand themselves better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Master G.
Yeah.
I think let's call it, man. So I've saved everything. I've recorded you on Gindo.
Okay, no.
This guy will hear from us.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'll also
all the way.
Yes, Hercules fitness all the way. Siyabonga baba. Hercules bootcamp. I'm a bootcampers. Hey, usninje ukuzapha wakho man. Hey, yes. I was looking forward. Okay, sure. Thank you, ne.